their pearls. Ooh, we got a big one. Hold on. Okay. Get up, get up. 49 seconds, 49 seconds. I repeat, 49 seconds. 47, 45, 44, 43. Come on, Reed. Over the middle. Concepcion. 5. Ooh, out of bounds at the 4. At the 4. Told you. Oh. Yeah, this thing's going to overtime. There's no way it doesn't go to overtime. The way that this thing is gone, the way it's going to end here. 39 seconds left in the ball game. Yeah, this thing's going up. Overtime. There's no way it can't. Okay, let me shut up though. Oh dear. Oh dear. Out. Out of bounds. It's close. 33 seconds. Second and goal. Second and goal. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. If the end zone was wider, about 5 more feet. He's got the foot down. Okay, 10-3. Woo-hoo. Is this how it's going to end for the Aggies? Oh! Whoa! Whoa! What a pop. It's Torre. Torre's the one that's down. We have a bang bang play. This will be, I wouldn't call it a targeting. I'm not. If I'm the official, I'm not calling targeting. This is probably going to get reviewed because it was a jarring hit. This is probably going to be a targeting, first and goal for the Aggies. He's sitting up, which is good, but it was a bang bang freaking play. Jarred the ball loose. It's the reason why it's still 10-3 and not 9-10. Okay. Yeah, he's a little wobbly. Yep, he's probably gonna. Stay on your feet. Okay, that's. Yep, let's get him. Let's get him to the medical tent. Make sure he's all right. Okay, are the refs? No. Okay, refs are not going to call a penalty. Elko's pleading for one. It is going to be third and goal. Okay. You know what? I will give some credibility and some transparency. Props to the refs for not calling horseshit calls. Like, this game has just it's been equal. Okay. 28 seconds left. Here we go. Oh! Fitzgerald just called game. Damn. The U, they're going to win it. The U is going to win it. 10-3. Shit. That, wow. All right. I didn't think it'd end that way. What a play. True freshman? Fitzgerald is a true freshman. No, he's not. Let me double check. I need that. There's no way Fitzgerald's a true freshman. Oh, I threw it behind him. It's showing the replay. Beck's going to take a knee. Miami's going to win this game. Bryce Fitch. He is a freshman. Damn. No, get out of the way. Yep. Bryce Fitzgerald. Called game 10-3. Shit. That was a damn good game. That was a good game. Whoever, dude, forget about like people being like, oh, this game was a snoozer, this game was boring. That was one of the best damn games of, like, this was a damn good game. Don't let anybody twist it. This was a good game. Okay, all right, let me give me 2 seconds. Let me collect myself. I'm gonna go get water real quick. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Wow. That was, dude, this game was freaking awesome. I'm trying to collect my thoughts here, get everything going. Am I caught up on the telecast? I am. There's Coach Elko walking off the field. Unbelievable. Okay, let's end that. Probably gonna get ready to do the next game, but we'll see how the remainder of the stuff goes. Okay, how are we looking on? We're looking on this. Okay, we're good here. Okay. All right. I thought, you know what, this game, I thought, well, it's funny, probably 2 or 3 weeks ago, I predicted Texas A&M was going to play, because the way they had it, who were they slated to play? They were slated to play, I think, Texas A&M. They were slated to play. They were slated to play Ole Miss or Notre Dame. They were slated to play somebody, and in that prediction with that stream, whoever they were slated to play, because I thought it could have been Miami as well. I really don't remember off the top of my head, but when I looked at how, when you compare the quarterbacks, both quarterbacks were pretty even. I think Beck and Marcel Reed today, very even. And the defenses were both pretty even. It could have been Texas Tech. Maybe Texas Tech and Texas A&M were slated to play each other. And that was the even. Whatever, regardless what it was. I think, no, that's what it was. It was Oklahoma. It was Oklahoma because I broke down the stats with how even both teams looked, and then the final stat that I looked at was quarterbacks, and kickers, and how both kickers had done up until this point, and because I was like, hey, if this game goes down to a field goal competition, what's going to happen? And so then I ended up at the time, statistically, Texas A&M's kicker was nowhere near Oklahoma. So I was like, hey, if Oklahoma and Texas A&M play each other, it's going to be a tough game, but I'll pick Oklahoma. It was something like that. Again, you can go look. Or it could have been Georgia Tech. I don't remember off the top of my head. But it's funny, I think, that I brought that up because that's what this game ended up becoming, and that's what this game turned into. It turned into a kicking fest because you just look at the weather elements playing a factor. I overlooked it. I didn't think it would have been a problem. But clearly it was, because it led to a lot of miscues on the offense side of the ball. It led to a lot of, I would say, the downfield game where Reed, he only had that one play that was deep downfield to his receiver Craver, which, by the way, Craver, from that pass, when you look at the stats, okay, we were sitting at halftime, he had 72, I believe. He was sitting around the 70s by halftime. As we could see, he only finished with 92. Somewhere along the lines, the passing game deep. Look at this. Here's another thing too. Look at the rushing yards. Miami's defense shut down the run game. Marcel Reed had to be the main dude running the ball and passing the ball. But yeah, the deep threat was taken away. And you look at just how Miami's front seven got after it. You got Bain Jr. with 3 sacks. That's a big thing. You got Scott with his 10 solo tackles. You have the very second to last play of the game, knocking himself out of the game with that pass breakup. Again, if that pass is caught and he doesn't jar it loose, this thing's going into overtime. But yeah, what a freaking game. Going into it, I would have said Reed was the better QB because he was more mobile, and that's how to. Oh yeah. To compare Marcel Reed to Carson Beck, Marcel Reed was a better quarterback all season. I was even calling for Marcel Reed to be in Heisman talks forever ago, but this was oh gosh, this is in October, early November when I was calling. It was after the LSU game where I was like, yeah, if they continue to win out, beat Missouri, beat South Carolina, and then beat Texas, go to the SEC title game, win the SEC title game, there's no reason why you would withhold him going to New York. But we saw how the remainder of their season ended. Yeah, I thought Marcel Reed had a much better season. Just because, yeah, how we were talking about mobility. Utter horse shit. Oh yeah, dude. The play calling for both teams in that second half turned very, very interesting. But I think something that happened that we can't deny that happened when this game started to turn a little bit is, especially when, I was kind of even yelling at my TV for it. Before Tony scored the touchdown, it was Miami should have just held on to the ball. Just, keep tick, take away time, take time off that clock, and then, dude, don't even give the Aggies a chance to get the ball and march back down the field because their defense had stopped them all game. Don't give them the last second chance for something to happen, because another thing that could have happened potentially on that last play, which Aggie fans probably will look at it, I can see, was that last play could have been a targeting. I said it shouldn't have been if they were to throw a flag. They didn't end up throwing a flag, which is good, because I think the refs showed transparency all game of not, oh, ticky-tack here, oh, ticky-tack there. Penalties, when you look at the penalties were pretty even for both teams. 4-4. I don't even remember a penalty being a big problem in this game. I think more or less what happened was just the fact that both teams chewed up so much clock, but then didn't take advantage and capitalize and finish drives. Because somewhere here, the interception, but then Miami had a fumble here. Again, you look at the time of possession that they take off, 4 minutes, 2 minutes, roughly 2 minutes, but again, it was another missed field goal. This one was the doink. 3 minutes and then a punt, 3 minutes and then a punt, 7 minutes and a field goal to tie the game. And then Miami gets the ball on a fumble, just both, and then another interception, but that was the end of the game. I think both teams were pretty even all game. This was a damn good game. Whatever the case may be, however people want to talk it, slice it, or dice it, I think when it comes down to it, this is probably going to be the game of the day, unless I could see a lot of people hooping and hollering about, oh, look at Tulane, they're moving on, and everybody being excited about that. But from a purity standpoint of just football being wow, that this is, even with how ugly this game was, it was still enjoyable. That's what you want out of every single football game. And because I don't think, I'm just gonna be real, I don't think the JMU and the Oregon game is gonna be this close. And unless Tulane can get an upset against Ole Miss, this so far is, I'm gonna say right now, this game was even better. Well, no, yesterday's game between Bama and Oklahoma was pretty damn good, even though It freaking sucks because my Sooners choked it away. Play by both teams offensively. Oh, yeah. Offense was lackluster. But I think the thing we can't ignore, though, is how many possessions the team just chewed up clock, got all the way down to the red zone, kicked a field goal, but then it was no good. There were 5 missed field goals in this game, I think, which that record's never going to be touched. Yeah, 5 missed field goals, 4 turnovers overall. Beck had 2 interceptions. I could have sworn Beck had 2. Beck had no What? Okay, what about fumbles? There we go. That's the one I'm looking at. Yep, 1 fumble loss, 1 turnover. And then Reed had his 2 interceptions. He also had a fumble. This fumble was lost, though. This should be in the lost category because this fumble was in the first half. It's when he was getting ready to load up and throw, and then just bang came in and sacked him. What's crazy, too, is how the touchdown... No, not the touchdown. The interception by Fitzgerald, that's a freshman. That's freaking crazy. All right, let's see. What else can we look at? Any other team stats that we can talk about? Third down efficient. Okay, look at this. Texas A&M was more efficient on third downs. 8 for 18. Had more yards. Oklahoma can say the same thing yesterday because they had more yards than Bama. Dang. This is a big one right here. 2.5 yards. Yeah, there was no run game. Miami just shut them down all game. Okay. I wonder what the there's no kind of stat to this, kind of how there is with basketball, where it's like points off of turnovers and breakaway. There's nothing to. I'm not watching other FBS games. Montana and Montana State play 3 p.m. Hey, no, that's a fair take. That is a fair take. Why? Because that game will probably be a lot more entertaining than the next games we got coming up. Because I can't say I don't know who's winning that one out of Montana and Montana State. I would guess it's probably just as good as this one was today, but yeah, from an objective standpoint, yeah, the Ole Miss Tulane game shouldn't be close, and the Oregon JMU game shouldn't be close either. Like, here, which in fact, I'm gonna show y'all something here. Y'all are gonna love this. Look at this. Look at this. Whoop. Look what's still up to date. Look at this. This is my prediction. Okay. Prediction is still holding true. Not this part. I updated and edited this the other day. I did pick Oklahoma to beat Alabama, but then out of Indiana and Oklahoma. No, Indiana was going to win. But look at this. Miami's still moving on. I'm telling you. Back in Georgia, it's probably happening. Maybe. I think, yeah, we'll see how Ole Miss plays, because this could be a game where it shows, okay, maybe Lane Kiffin was why they were successful all season, or it's one of those games where put up or shut up, and by putting up they, because everybody's talked about, like, of all the college football teams, I'd say Indiana, Ole Miss, LSU, Tulane, and JMU. Those are the 5 teams that have been talked about the most since Well, and Notre Dame technically because they bid it out of a bowl game. But those 5 games, those 5 teams probably out of all, all the college football teams to talk about, I feel like those were the 5 teams most in the spotlight since rivalry week. And this could be the perfect chance and opportunity for all, the doubters and the naysayers of, oh, these guys can't, win. This would be the perfect time for them to just go out and just beat the shit out of the next team they play and just silence all the noise by beating Tulane by 40. Because last time they beat them by 20 something or something. 20 something like that. This would be the perfect time to be like, okay, we beat you by 3 touchdowns last time. Let's beat you by 4 or 5. But I don't think, and I said this yesterday too, with Tulane, JMU, and Miami, with the road teams, if Tulane goes down 17-0, I don't think they can march back from Ole Miss. If JMU goes down 17-0, it's over. It's wrapped up. And same with, same with today. If the Aggies had put 17 on Miami, they could not have been able to come back. But we'll see how tonight goes. But yeah, this is still my prediction for how the playoffs roll out. Yeah, 45-10 last time. I'm rooting for Tulane since LSU didn't make it. Roll wave. All right. Yeah, well, and I think with, again, when you want to look at it, because I had kind of the prediction sort of if the committee wants to keep it the same, where, because could you imagine the amount of, from Notre Dame fans, from Notre Dame perspective, could you imagine the amount of just BS and crying and complaining all off season from Vandy, Texas, BYU, Notre Dame, Georgia Tech, even though I think Georgia Tech fans accepted, okay, yeah, we're probably not going to the playoffs. But all those teams that were on the outside of the bubble that didn't make it, could you imagine the outcry all off season if JMU played Oregon and got blown out by 30, Ole Miss blew Tulane out by 30, and Texas A&M absolutely whooped up on Miami by 2 touchdowns or more, and the same trend of last season continued to this season where the home team wins by a point margin of 2 or 3 touchdowns. The outcry would be all off season, and that would be the talking point for every point of discussion on podcast all the way up, where it's okay, how can we fix the playoff? What can we do this off season to tweak it? And they would, in turn, they tweak it to the point where it's if BYU was playing Oregon, maybe that game would have been closer. If Notre Dame was playing Texas A&M, maybe that game would have been closer. If Vanderbilt or Texas was playing Ole Miss, maybe that game would have been closer. And so, with all that being said, coming into this weekend of college playoff games, my mind was thinking one of these home teams is going to lose. Not all 4 of them are going to win and move on. And the fact that both Oklahoma and Texas A&M have dropped one, I'm kind of being led to believe that, okay, maybe Oregon or Ole Miss, one of them is going to lose it too, because could you imagine Notre Dame's outcry, even though we don't care, it's whatever. But if Ole Miss and Oregon just whoop up on them, and it's maybe if Oregon played Notre Dame, it would have been a closer game. I don't know. So I'm kind of, if there was a team to lose tonight out of the 12 seed and the 11 seed, which team plays upset, I did pick Tulane, and I made a video about it in a roundabout way of saying, let's see what happens, because I think Tulane has Ole Miss right where they want them, but it'd be a perfect time for Ole Miss to come out here and just shut people up and be like, nope, Tulane shouldn't have been there. But we'll see how it plays out. LSU had also agreed to cover playoff bonuses for the coaches we poached, so hopefully we can save some money. I want to know too, also, which it might be disclosed later, why. So JMU isn't, if I'm not mistaken, Tulane's coach, North Texas, JMU, all these coaches were leaving, but they still have bowl games and they're allowed to coach their bowl games. But Lane Kiffin can't stay for Ole Miss versus, I don't know. And again, that's not a decision made by the committee. That's decisions made in-house personally by the athletic director. I think if I'm not mistaken, I don't know. But like parts of me are wondering, because that's another thing too, is if Tulane's head coach already left because he's going to Florida, right? Oh, then dude, give me Ole Miss all day. But I think there is parts of me where I can't ignore, like, with the tough games that Ole Miss had, where it was tough and teams were getting tested. Yeah, your coaching goes well into that, because I mean, we're talking about how, you know, the Aggies' play calling was abysmal and Miami's play calling was abysmal towards the end of the game. What if there's a play that Golden calls that wasn't the right call, that if Lane Kiffin called it, it would have been the right call that ends up helping the Rebels win tonight? I don't know. My guess would be because those coaches didn't go in on conference route. Oh, no, hey. No, you're right. You have a point there. You do have a point there. All right. Okay, we are going to end the stream here, but that is my post-game thoughts, guys, on what we had today. Let's go here. That's my thoughts on the game. Yeah, it was a good game. We'll see. I'm telling you, I think Miami picks up a little bit of momentum, a little bit of, head of steam here. I'd be a little if I was Ohio State here, but so we're gonna end the stream here. Thank you guys for hanging out. We're gonna do a quick out here on the short side, so shout out to you guys. We'll see you guys later.